a bit wonky, bit like me today. Oh, I'm always wonky. It is my nature. Anyway, guys, right. So when I was doing my my Truman Show decoded yesterday for the second time. Oh, and I do thank you, YouTube, for taking down my first one, because, you know, the second one was better. So thank you for helping me do better. You know, it cut off toward the end, and there were a few more things that I wanted to say. So I'm going to say them now. Now, back in the day when I was living in London, and I was a lot younger than I am today, though strictly speaking 53 is not old, and I should still look like fucking Barbie, but oh well. Back in the day, you know, even before I lived in London, when I was still living in Holland, we were listening to music like Joy Division, The Cure, Bauhaus, Susie and the Banshees, you know, the Sex Pistols, you know, fucking the Sisters of Mercy, great favourite of mine, man, you know, especially fucking Marianne, what a great song, hey, riveting shit. And then a bit later on, you know, I was listening to Smashing Pumpkins, I was listening to the Pixies, I was listening to the 9 Inch Nails, I was listening to Ministry. Again, you know, Ministry do a great track called So What. Great fucking stuff. I was listening to Prong, Strange Days, you know, Sepultura, you know, the heavy monster sounds, you know, all of this type of stuff, and loving it, absolutely loving it, until the great tech revolution came along and I was doing all the sort of raves and whatnot. But I was never into psytrance, let it be known, right? Anyway, then I was watching the Truman Show, and having watched The Matrix recently, Dark City, They Live, etc., 1984, which I'll never watch again because it's so fucking depressing. And it really came to me, and I've kind of known this before, but on a less clear level. And it's this, guys. Nihilism programming. Nihilism programming. I'm just going to correct this camera because it's fucking crooked. A bit like this fucking world. Because if you really stop and think about it, right, there's a song, I was listening to an album by the Smashing Pumpkins only the other day. I haven't listened to them for years. And it just popped up on my YouTube feed. I thought, oh, I'll give it a listen. And there's a song there, and it basically, the lyrics are, despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. And it brought it home to me in a big way, like explosive, that there you go, nihilism programming. See, the Matrix knows that soul travelers are going to awaken. It knows this beyond the shadow of a doubt. It was always going to happen. It's inevitable. It's a fact. You know? One could almost argue that we came in here awake. Only, you know. Anyway, it knows this, so what does it do? It lays traps for us all along the way, because it knows the ultimate weapon has been, always will be, fear. So all this rebellion, all this sacred rage, all this passion, all this fire is drawn in, it's lured in to these things, this music or this art or whatever it is, wherever it is, right? Movies, theatre even, whatever it is. It's taken, it's usurped, it's sucked out of us, and it's funneled, you know, and the message is always the same. Despite all your rage, you're still just a rat in a cage. And of course all these bands and all this music mostly are just, they're fake and they're false and they're actors. it's sad when you think about that. Because, we love music. I loved all these bands. I loved the Pixies a great deal, and, whatnot. Yeah. It suited my temperament a lot, and I like all the guitars, and Jimi Hendrix I was really big, still am, on Jimi Hendrix, But it's always the same. This is all going to end up going wrong. You're never going to win. You're not going to make it. Evil always wins. So we'll let you have your moments in the limelight, as it were. We let you have your beliefs that you're a fearless warrior of light, or that you're a soul traveler. We'll let you have your sacred rage. We'll let you express it even. We'll let you dance through the night. We'll let you scream. We'll let you shout. We'll let you do your YouTube videos. As long as you know that at the end of the day, it's us that have all the power, and we've just let you have that little bit of something or other. We'll let you have those few crumbs from the table that we scatter for you like that. But ultimately, evil always wins. And if you think, right, about the Truman Show, yeah, the Truman has gone through the door and he's left the dome. But Truman has literally really only gone from the fire into the frying pan, and we know this because he's about to enter a world where there is murder, rape, mayhem, NPCs, government, psychopathic, whatever, and there's all kinds of horrible, evil, nasty shit going on in the world. Because, of course, Costa is a Christoph says, well, I've given him a perfect world. There is no crime. There is no evil. Well, actually, of course, that's all bullshit because they're all narcissists. And the crime is the fact that Truman was taken as a baby and has lived his entire life like that. So there is crime and there is psychopathy and it's all there, but it's cleverly hidden. But he's about to enter a world where it's going to be a hell of a lot more obvious and everybody will know who he is. Oh, that's Truman. Yeah, that's Truman, because the show is broadcast around the globe. So one could argue that after all that Truman has been through, it's really kind of been for nothing, and well, actually, all things considered, maybe he should just stay in Sea Haven. Do you see what I mean? But this is done on purpose, guys. This is all done on purpose. So at the end of The Matrix, Neo merges with Agent Smith, doesn't he? And he becomes the light that shines within the darkness and breaks apart the darkness, pretty much. And then you get the Oracle sitting on a little bench, and it's like, oh, there's a truce has been declared. And the architect says, well, for how long? And she goes, well, for as long as it can. But the indication is that, well, sooner or later, evil will reassert itself. And if you think about it, Mother Earth has been covered with the machines. There is no more trees, there are no more animals, there's no more sunlight, though Trinity does get a little glimpse of it when they're in the machine thing in the ship, only for like 1 second and only to die. They're all living in Zion, which is an underground facility. Which isn't even doable. People actually need vitamin D, we need sunlight, we can't exist without it, so all that's nonsense as well. And we're living in humanity lives in perpetual darkness, meaning, of course, in perpetual ignorance. We live beneath, right? So our consciousness has been usurped by darkness. I know all the meaning behind it, it's pretty obvious to me. And again, it's nihilism, programming. They live, he dies at the end, and he switched off the machine so humans can see, we're surrounded by non-humans, whatever, but doesn't tell you where it's going to go, and he dies. Dark City, after all that, he finds out that he's stuck on a ship and he can't leave. So all of that is done on purpose, so people can say, they made these movies to help us. They made these movies to show us the way. I say no, rubbish. It's clever manipulation. It's gaslighting. And being soul travelers, we can take the pearls from these movies right? But ultimately we must realize that all these movies are attempts at manipulation and gaslighting, and that is simply the truth. They're nihilism programming, because every single one of those movies ends badly. Every single one of those movies tells you one thing and one thing only. You may think you're powerful, you may think you're some sort of hero, you may think this, you may think that, you may think that the power of love will win, but behold, we're showing you that evil always wins, you know, and there's nothing you can do. So be aware of that, people, you know, and use critical thinking, you know, that the type of critical thinking, quantum thing, that only a true soul traveler can employ. When you watch movies, when you listen to music, be aware. It's like, even like things like the Chemical Brothers I used to love. Wow! Listening to the lyrics, and it's all nihilism programming. It truly, really is. It's like, oh well, you're all doomed, you're doomed, you're doomed, and evil always wins, and that is what it's all about. Because ultimately, fear is the ultimate weapon, and it is a weapon, and we are talking about energetic implant devices. Hence, it isn't as simple as, well, I just let go of the fear. You don't never. I'm sure you've noticed this. You can't just snap out of it and stop feeling fear. No, you have to feel it. Right? Literally sit with it and let it wash over you without judging it and without beating yourself up, saying, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. That doesn't work. Feel the fear. Acknowledge that, yes, I feel absolutely terrified that this is going to happen or that's going to happen. These are implants, energetic implant devices. They are there to keep you in a state of fear. Nihilism, you see? And it's really, because I've faced this hurdle many times. On every single fucking layer I have faced this, and it's always the same. When you feel your inner courage, your power, your defiance, your sovereignty, your I am presence, your true self, and it does grow stronger and stronger, and it lands within you more and more and more as you do the sacred work, layer after layer after layer. But oh, the dark side's there, saying, no, that won't, you can't go there, you mustn't go into the light, because you will be punished for that. Something bad will happen now. The dark side will make something bad happen to show you once and for all that you have no sovereignty. You have no true self, you have no I am presence, you're a worthless worm, get back down on your knees. The amount of times I've actually heard a voice in my head saying, don't forget to be afraid. Fear is the only thing that makes you safe. Be afraid, and evil won't treat you quite as harshly. Get on your knees and stay on your knees and do as you're told, and get, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying, right? Go along with it and do as you're told, and then evil won't punish you quite so harshly. No. But stand in your light. Do the sacred work. Feel that defiance. Feel the power of love. Stand in your light, and oh boy, all hell will break loose. But you've got to ask yourself, why is that? It's terrified of us standing in our light. I've had a few experiences of late as well with the others, where I literally sense in that bakery, this woman wanted to have a go at me for not wearing a mask, right? Great big screens everywhere, but still the mask thing. And she wanted to have a go at me for not wearing a mask. But somehow, she couldn't. I felt like she wanted to, but something prevented her. It was like there is a protection going on here. You know, so whatever is coming up, whatever fear tactics, memories from experiences you have had in the past, trauma-based, whatever it might be, feel that fear, sit with it. Don't beat yourself up over feeling it. It is not your fault you went through hell, right? Feel it, it will pass. Love yourself, you know, Give yourself validation for your experiences here. And keep trusting your true self. Keep trusting this great mother energy to know that you are precious, that you matter, that you are a soul traveler. And that the name of the game has always been nihilism programming, fear programming, to keep us in a state of fear, to keep us on our knees, of course. That is how we are turned into batteries, you see? Remember, all these films end that way for a reason. It's all done on purpose, guys. You know? Remember that. Take the wisdom, right? We are the heroes on the quest. We will be victorious. We will be triumphant. But we have to pierce these veils of nihilism programming, fear programming, doom programming. And right now, the battle is pitched in a big way. So stick to your guns, guys, you know. Do not give in, do not give up. It's tough, I know. Because as yet we're here thinking, yeah, but I have yet to see the fruits of my labor. I do feel more sovereignty, I do feel stronger, I do feel a greater sense of light and of everything is going to work out. But then the hell waves come again telling me, no, you're doomed, how dare you think like that, you're going to be punished for thinking that way, something bad's going to happen, you know. And it hits you in the gut, and it hits you in the throat chakra, and it hits you in the heart. And, well, you know, you start thinking, oh God, yeah, I better, you know, make yourself small, because something bad will happen for my, I will be punished for my defiance. But you know what? I don't believe that's true. It's like that great big snotty-nosed schoolyard bully, you know, the fat kid with all the acne, huh? The minute you kicked him in the balls, he runs off screaming for his mummy. But I know it's terrifying to allow yourself to feel your strength, your courage, your defiance. I know that. I know it's really, really scary. They've done such a number on us. The nihilism programming, the fear programming, and it was always put there for a reason, you know, like that's why you were into that music, because the element of rebellion, of the warlike, I am present, your true self, was like, yeah, all of that. They know exactly how to manipulate us, you know, it's a trap. They lure you into the trap. That song, you know, despite all my rage, I'm still a rat in a cage, and that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And so, you know, I listened to it, but I listened to it like I was watching these movies, with consciousness, with awareness, and really witnessing how does this affect me, really being aware of that, and understanding exactly what the gambit is, what it's all about, you know. Pretty much everything in this world is designed for that reason, you know, guys, and that is the truth. So be aware of that. Go within. Your power always lies within you. Always. For we are soul travelers.